We're ready. It's time for the Coon Prairie Ramblers once again. The wagons are still circled up and we're confabulating and spreading some monarchy. And it's time for that famous, what is it, Luke? Segment called the
If-Om.
I feel the reverbs. Hey, what's going on over there?
What if you were the El Presidente of these United States of America, lived in the White House, had all this power at your command? What in the world would you do? What in the world would you not do?
Well, for one thing, I wouldn't be president during this modern age.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I wouldn't have Air Force One. I'd have
Stagecoach One.
Stagecoach One.
Or Horse Number One. I would always told you I like the Jacksonian Age era, the 1830s.
Michael Jackson? Oh, wait, Andrew Jackson.
Back the Jackson era, yeah.
Just because your name's Jackson, okay.
Because that was the formative years. That's when, the president would have a shootout with somebody, right? I think Jackson was president when they had that shootout. He took a bullet.
He did?
Him and Alexander Burr?
No.
Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr.
Alexander Hamilton.
Anyway, anything went. And, you didn't have the press that was scrutinizing you so hard. The press did exist.
You didn't have the National Enquirer.
Yeah.
And you didn't have these political pundits on TV.
So many things that the president.
Facebook people.
Yeah. Well, you think about the people who lived in the early 1800s, did they know what the president was doing every day? No.
Oh, in the 60s they didn't.
In the 60s? 1860s? 1960s they did because we had TV.
Well, that was
but I would be a non-TV president. Then you could do anything.
I don't know that the president still got skewered pretty good back in the day with political cartoons.
Yeah.
You can pull up them old ones from the 1800s, and those are just as wild and crazy as anything you've seen today. They're amazing.
Tippecanoe and Tyler, too.
That's right. There's some very famous ones out there.
Yeah.
If you were president.
But the office of president was honored in those days. I mean, you spoke of when I was a 10-year boy and they were making satire about Kennedy. I was horrified, terrified, terrific. I was horrified that they would say things about our president.
Yeah, they should be shot, drawn and quartered.
And you draw pictures about our president that didn't look so good. I mean, it was just because as a 10-year-old kid, I thought you were supposed to honor that office.
Oh, you know better than that.
Yeah.
As you grow older.
Yeah. But in the early 1800s, I mean, just think, in their everyday life, they could just walk down to the next school and say, hey, I'm the president, hey, you guys want to, let me tell you about, when I, in 1814, I took a little walk down the Mississippi, whatever he did.
Took a little bacon, then we took a little bit.
And never knowing that years later, somebody was going to write a song and have a hit about that.
That's
episode.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, you could be the president and do whatever you wanted to do back then.
But I would be pre-television age president.
You wouldn't need the Pope Mobile or anything like that?
No.
But, there was
Secret
probably
Service.
a lot of malarkey going on then, too, that they never heard about.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even more so because they knew they were going to get away with it. There's no telling what
because the press respected the good, the bad, and the ugly in a lot of cases and turned their heads a lot. Even up into the Kennedy years, they turned their head to so much going on.
It doesn't have anything to do with the president, but I love books and movies where they have tarnished heroes, and I think all the presidents were probably tarnished, and we just didn't have the knowledge of it that we have today. And
that information's gone forever.
Right.
Because it wasn't recorded.
Well, what changes would you implement? What would you do? What would you be famous for?
Oh, I would the day of, National Bacon Day. I would
all right.
I'd do a lot of proclamations.
Let's vote for the Mel Man.
Well, can I get a T-shirt?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And the bumper stickers?
Did they make those back in those days?
It had on the back of Stagecoaches had bumper stickers.
Well, you could have a union suit with your little message on it.
Yeah, get a union suit, a little flap in the back.
Actually, as a president, I don't think I would be very careful about making changes. I think the best type of a government is a government that doesn't do much.
I agree with you. We need less government.
Less government.
Yeah.
Less people. Less money we're paying out. But I would like to make some changes around the White House. I would have rockers out on the front porch, right? Sit out there and
Joe Cocker.
Yeah, Motley Crue.
Yeah, he's a rocker.
It would be nothing like him.
Rocking chair.
Rocking chair. It would be kind of like going to Cracker Barrel. There'd be a checker game out there and some rockers.
And then just inside the White House door, you could have a little shop where you can go shopping, and that goes into the president's.
Oh yeah, like a gift shop in there.
Yeah.
Well, they probably have one.
It'd be a sign that says, "Y'all welcome here."
Y'all welcome here. That's what it'd say. Have my hound dog out there laying on the front porch. I could be scratching his back and go out back and chunk some horseshoes.
That sounds like a good time.
Have fried chicken every Sunday. I'd have some. I don't know how fancy meals they eat in the White House.
Oh, I think they put on the dog.
But I would have to have some Southern cooks back here. That's what I would have.
Oh, there'd be cornbread and grits.
You'd have to have somebody that could do the fancy stuff when you have dignitaries and emissaries and whatever come over. But you want a Southern cooking otherwise.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Johnson was the first president to bring barbecue to the White House.
I think so too.
And maybe we're time due for somebody else to bring back a little Southern hospitality to the White House.
The last Southern thing we had at the White House was Jimmy Carter's peanuts, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a miserable failure.
I don't know. I like peanuts.
Yeah. Well,
they had Billy Beer too.
I've never had any of that.
Anything else that you would want to implement?
I would have a fleet of cars like you wouldn't believe.
Whoa.
They'd be all tricked out, and you wouldn't know it was me riding around. Yeah. I wouldn't have no chauffeur either.
No, it'd be
bulletproof, but I'd be out there.
Would you ride up to the McDonald's window and buy or the Colonel Chicken window and buy a bucket load of chicken?
Yeah, with all these flags on it and everything.
That'd be neat.
Here comes the president. He's whipping in there to get some chicken.
Hey, it's time for the president. Where is he at? Oh, here he is. Here he comes.
Have the McPresident special.
You know what I'd like to see?
I would paint the outside another color. It wouldn't be the White House anymore.
What I'd love to see in politics in general is not in any particular way that things are done, but more in that politicians were more connected to the people and they didn't speak a scripted speech.
Teleprompters, in other words.
Teleprompter. You got up and talked off the cuff.
That's right.
About what was going on. You had a heartfelt.
That takes a special person.
Yeah, that you got up there and said, "Well, listen, man, there's some bad things going on."
Yeah, warts and all. Here it is.
Yeah, here it is. I'm gonna lay it out here
because you're more likely to trust that president.
And instead of somebody that has got a whole stable of writers that are writing it and making sure they use all the proper words. And people trying to soften things up
because those aren't his thoughts; those are the thoughts of the speechwriter,
right?
And they're made to appease people.
That's
I don't want to be appeased. I want you just to get up there and tell it like it is.
Give me the truth.
Give me the truth. Don't try to soften it. Don't worry about the words that soften. Just tell me exactly what's going on.
See, folks,
I know there's some things they can't tell you
because of security reasons.
For security purposes, reasons. But I'd love to hear them say, like, oh, man, this was a bad day.
Yeah.
Really, I'd love to see that. This was awful.
We would connect better.
Terrific.
We would connect a lot better. Go back to the Roosevelt days of the fireside chat.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I'd sit around the fire, be scratching my dog, telling them this, that, and the other. Then I'd pick up my little guitar and I'd sing them a little song at the end.
And I'd like to see it where you invited Joe Public from different points of the United States.
Joe the Plumber.
Joe the Plumber.
Somebody from a different state each time.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily just one person. Maybe a half a dozen to a dozen people. And they had a little sit down with you at a table, drink coffee, and you talked about things. And they told you what they really were thinking, and you talked back, and really had a meaningful dialogue of where they were coming from. Not people that were put there because they're going to say what you want to hear or going to... But somebody could really get there and say, well, listen, I lost my job. I'm trying. I'm doing everything I can. Everything I think I can do right, I'm doing. Or, somebody say, hey, things are going great for me. I
and at that point, the president could say, hey, anybody out there got a job for this guy?
You could, yeah. You got, hey, I got a guy here. He's a plumber. He knows how to do installation, repairs, whatever you need done. He's willing to work. Give me a call, 1-800-THE-PRES.
I think it'd be nice to be able to invite the Queen over.
No, I don't know.
Let's have some grits.
She's too stuffy. I'd want somebody that was not.
Well, remember when the Queen came over and when George Bush was in there? They were walking down. There was this one video where they're walking down the stair and George Bush got a little bit too far ahead of her. Oh, and he realized he was too far ahead, and then he kind of backed up a few steps like, Anyway, but he was having fun. The thing is, he was having fun about and she enjoyed his humor. I took it,
even his unintentional humor.
Yeah. But there's just so much posturing now, and people double talking and
political correctness.
Yeah, political correctness. Just if people could just go back to being people.
Yeah, go back to the 1830s, 1840s.
Speak from your heart. If you're sitting around doing the radio show or whatever. And that's how you're going to find out what's really going on out there, what the real people are thinking.
Outlaw teleprompter.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear a politician get up there and just give a speech
That's right.
right from his heart.
You'll find out where he's coming. Even if he stumbles over words,
Right,
and uses
exactly.
the wrong words, and whatever.
But unfortunately, he makes some faux pas and some, stumbles with some words, and then people jump
Hey,
all over it.
that's
and
what I wanna
say,
hear.
Well, that guy's really stupid.
That's what I
isn't
want to
he?
hear. I want to hear somebody make a mistake.
That's right. I want nobody on a pedestal.
Yeah, we're just dreaming. It's just a dream.
Dream, you think?
That's what if.
I think if I were the president and had the power, I would, I don't know what it would take to do if it were even possible, or if it would even work in the long run, but for a brief period of time, try it. Do away with political parties. We're all on the same team. We're all here for the good of the team. Forget this Democrat, forget this Republican stuff, whatever. We're going to come together. Here's the problem. How can we gather? How can we solve this? Not, I don't like what you're saying, even if it's right, because you're not on my team. I say we do away with that and come together.
Yeah.
Try that for a while. I think
Right.
I think it'd be a good thing.
Imagine all the people.
Try to find common grounds
Right.
and work from there.
We have common
Not-
problems. This is it. How we
Yeah,
can fix it.
not try to find common differences and see how far away we can push each other,
That's what they
but
focus
try
on.
to draw ourselves together. And that would
Yeah.
be great.
Right.
Imagine that.
You remember that movie Apollo 13 where they had the problem with the oxygen or whatever it was, and they were going to die up there if they couldn't figure out something in a few minutes, and they said, Houston or whoever said, what do you have you can work with? And, well, we got a roll of duct tape, and we got this, and we got that. So the guy went and got that, and he threw it on the table, and had the engineers sitting around the table, says, build me a air filter or whatever it was. And they had X amount of time, and they put those heads together, and they built whatever it was, and then they told them what to do up there. They did it up there, and they were saved on Apollo 13.
Wow.
And that's what we need to do. Here's the problem. Let's fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do what is and do what is best for the general public.
Right.
You can't please everybody, but for the general population, figure out what's the best for them.
No, here's that's saying you can't please everybody, but what everybody does is you got to please yourself. That's the next thing. That's why it never works because
All right now.
yeah,
I learned that lesson well.
you can't please everybody, but you can
Please
please yourself.
yourself.
And that's what's going to happen because
Ricky
they
Nelson, 1972.
please themselves.
I went to a garden party.
Man, we really spread the malarkey on that one, didn't we?
I know it. I got it all over my feet. I'm going to go outside and wash my shoes off.
Yeah, let's go clean off.
I don't like political stuff. Well, let's stay away from
I
that.
know. We tried to. And we did. We did.
Yeah, we treated it
Yeah.
with kid gloves.
There's really nothing you can do about it. The political stuff, it's because you're dealing with human personalities and people wanting to please themselves. Well, folks, we've had a great time. We're going to straighten out, undo the wagons, right?
Yep, uncircle the
Uncircle the wagons. We're going to head off into the
wagon. Hit the
sunset.
trail.
Happy trails to you.
Bye-bye. See you next time. Bye-bye.